Yes, ladies and gentlemen, you are not seeing things. Smogon University tweets out the following. Following the recent OU tiering survey and extensive discussion among the community, the OU Council has determined to remove Kings Rock from the tier effective immediately. You can't make this up. Now let's dive a bit deeper into this. So we are on the forums and this post comes from the one and only Finchinator. Let's see what they have to say here. At long last, we have a conclusion to the Kings Rock saga in Sword and Shield OU. After speaking with the Sword and Shield OU Tiering Council, Sword and Shield OU Tiering Leader, and Smogon Tiering Administration, Kings Rock is now banned from Sword and Shield OU. While I would like to keep this post on the briefer side, as every argument has been exhausted numerous times over across the last 5 pages, I would like to note a few important pieces of information that factored into this decision. We received 86% support among qualified survey respondents. This is not sufficient alone, but such a strong majority absolutely prompted further council discussion and review with leadership. It was clear the prior vote was insufficient given how a very small minority of the player base, 7 councilmen, conflicted with the opinion of the larger player base. On top of this, even the overall player base had a majority of players supporting a ban in the survey. There was less certainty among councilmen, leadership, and administration that the result of the past council vote was truly reflective of the metagame. Council size was something discussed. We only had 7 members, which is the lowest it has been in recent memory, and not necessarily representative of the full player base. It is likely we look to expand the council moving forward in order to combat it, as the status quo is insufficient. Some councilmen who voted to keep Kings Rock ultimately were content banning it. The support throughout the community was discussed. We received a great deal of posts arguing for Kings Rock being banned. Again, the survey results we discussed in the prior point. I received dozens of messages expressing concern about the outcome of the initial vote, the result of the initial vote, the precedent it set, I think he meant to say precedent, etc. The presence of Kings Rock in the metagame is not one we can underplay in good faith. Players have consistently discussed this topic throughout the generation. The topic has gained greater traction in recent months, especially with this thread being present. Cloyster's usage has doubled over the last couple of months. It currently sees more usage than Blissey, Scissor, Zera Aura, Zapdos, Slowbro, and Slowking in Sword and Shield OU. OLT has done a great job proving how effective and disruptive Kings Rock strategies can be. Ultimately, we have discussed this matter within the thread through a public survey internally among councilmen, and finally with the community tiering administration. The consensus is that there is widespread community support for banning Kings Rock from Sword and Shield OU. We intend to improve our process and increase the size of the council moving forward in order, and I take first-hand responsibility for any errors leading up to this. Alright, well, you know what? Let's actually quickly touch base on responsibility here, because allegedly you were the one that started this whole thing in the first place, and it all stems from you apparently losing in a Smogon tournament to a Kings Rock Cloyster, and you got so salty about it that you kicked up a big fuss about Kings Rock being banned. And it's actually really funny how this right here was due to OU Council voting for this thing to be banned, but yet there was no suspect test for this to be banned or not. It's kind of funny how that works. Hell, even one of your own, being PokeMD, was very much against the notion of this being banned. And there was further proof of it when him and Blunder made a video where it was nothing but Kings Rock on the entire team, and it only yielded like maybe 1 or 2 flinches. Like, that right there should tell you something as to how weak of an item it really is. And yeah, maybe 2 Pokemon at best can exploit it to the best of its functionality, but it's such a rarely used and obscure item in competitive play that this right here just seemed like a very, very petty ban. You know what I'm saying? And keep in mind what King's Rock does. It causes moves that don't have the secondary effect of flinching to have a 10% increased chance of flinching. Now, let's talk about flinching here for a second, alright? Let's talk about some of the most notable abusers when it comes to flinch. How about Air Slash Togekiss with Serene Grace? How about Ironhead Jirachi with Serene Grace? Those 2 Pokemon by themselves are a nightmare when it comes to flinch hacks. Where's the fuss about that? You know what I'm saying? Like, if you are so gung-ho about King's Rock being banned, you might as well ban Pokemon that can abuse flinching as well. And you know what? At this rate, it wouldn't surprise me that we had ourselves more luck-based / RNG factors being banned from competitive play. You can't remove RNG from Pokemon battles. It does not work that way. It is not a straightforward game of chess, okay? There are many factors involved when it comes to Pokemon battling. Yes, skill is a very, very big factor. Experience, a very, very big factor. But you know something else that's a very, very big factor? RNG. And RNG does not discriminate when it comes to that. And there are plenty of moves that have secondary effects. What, are those going to be banned now because of RNG? Because you might as well do it because of King's Rock being banned as well, seeing how it's an RNG-based element, just like moves with secondary effects being RNG-based elements. Now don't get this twisted. I have been a fan of Smogon since 2014. I've been an on and off community member since around that time as well, and I am very, very grateful for the community for many, many things. But I will say, this right here has got to be one of the most asinine and dumbest decisions I have ever seen. This just straight up absolutely baffles me. But that's enough for me, ladies and gentlemen. I've got nothing more to say, but I'm going to end the video off with this tweet right here from the Twitter user, and welcome to the jam. They say the following. Yes, so Skull Burns, Serene Grace Ironheads, and Air Slash. Paraflinch and crits aren't luck at all. Oh, while you're at it, can you remove all non-100% accuracy moves too? I mean, with the way that this went down, with King's Rock being banned, and maybe now other luck-based items are going to be banned too, you might as well start banning luck-based moves and any non-100% accuracy-based moves too, because guess what? Misses are RNG as well. But you know what? That's enough for me. Have yourself a damn good one. Thank you very much for watching, and thank you for your time as well. I'll see you guys in the next video.